Hi, in the previous video, we calculated the gain for this filter. And once we got the gain, we plotted it on the curve and we got a curve like this, right? 1 over omega R, 1 over RC is the cutoff frequency of this filter. And at that cutoff frequency, the gain is given by 1 over square root 2, which is also, you can write 1 over square root 2 is equal to approximately equal to 0.7. Okay. Now we also said that the x-axis here, the omega axis, is being plotted in the log scale. And sometimes what we want to do is we also want this gain axis to be plotted in the log scale. Okay. And if we plot it in the log scale, how would we do that? How would we calculate the gain in log terms? So our gain in dB is going to be equal to 20 log to the power base 10 mod of the gain, right? So that's how you can calculate the log gain. And you can see that if that is the case, when you have a gain of 1 in dB, the gain is 0 dB. And 1 over square root 2, if you calculate it, it comes out to be minus 3 dB. So this point, or the gain at the cutoff frequency, is given as minus 3 dB. And you can also calculate the slope of this line, and the slope of the line is given by minus 20 dB per decade. And what that means is that as the frequency increases by a decade, which means that frequency becomes 10 times, the gain reduces by 20 dB, or the gain changes by minus 20 dB. Okay. And so the first order filter gives you a slope of minus 20 dB. For some other filters, you could build a second order filter, for example, which gives you a higher slope, right? Which may give you a slope like this, which probably, for a second order filter, this slope would be minus 40 dB per decade. Now, in certain applications, you may want that, right? Because you want the gain at higher frequencies to be much smaller, and so having a slope which is much greater reduces the gain more, and therefore cuts off the higher frequency much better than it would when you're using a first order filter. So we'll look at higher order filters later, but I just wanted to introduce this concept of slope and plotting the gain in dB.